What's going on, guys? What I'm going to shoot today is my Crosman Quest. This is a older Crosman gun, slightly detuned. I cut the barrel down, I recrowned it. It's got a Winchester 2-7 power air rifle scope on there, 32mm adjustable objective. I'm shooting 18 yards, but I've got a target out there with 5 dots. And the center dot, I'm just going to check my zero real quick with Sig Zeros. And then I'm going to do a pellet test with, I think I've got it set up. I'm going to shoot Crosman Domed first. These are the 7-grain Crosman Domed. Second, I'm going to shoot the Sig 8.18s. Next, I'm going to shoot the Crosman Premier Hollow Point 7.9 grains. And then last, I'm going to shoot the Stoeger X Match. These are wad cutters, 8.18 grains. So the reason I'm zeroing with the Sigs is because that's probably what I'll shoot the most of with this air gun. So I'm gonna check my zero with that, and then do a 10-shot group with each pellet type. Again, this is 18 yards, detuned Crosman Quest. So here we go. I'm just gonna check my zero on that center target. Again, this is 18 yards, Crosman Quest, Sig Zeros. Little to the left. Situate a little bit better. So I may just be moving it over to the right a little bit. That's the way it's looking. Normally I do this off camera. I don't record this, but I kind of want to make a longer airgun video. It's been a while since I've shot air guns. Blinked on that one. Let's do one more, and I'll adjust the scope over to the right a little bit. And then we'll get started and see which one of these pellets perform the best. So let's go to the right. This scope is pretty old, so I'm going to go 10 clicks to the right, and that should be close enough. This one, I know from using it, I have to move it quite a bit. Let's shoot a couple more on that center dot. Make sure that our scope moves over. It's not really that loud, it's hitting the piece of wood. So this thing's actually kind of a soft shooting gun. Getting close. Let's do a couple more on that center target labeled 0. Okay. I'm going to go up a little bit. A lot of times that happens to me too, especially with an air gun that's been sitting for a while. It seems like it has a lot of velocity, and then the gun starts to kind of settle in, moves that lubrication around. I probably have a little too much in this thing. I've been meaning to take it apart for a while now, but I just hadn't had time to do it. I think that was almost exactly where I was aiming. Okay, I'm good with that. It's a little high. It's about ½ an inch high. But I think it'll still be on the paper, and I'd rather it be a little bit high with the Sig Zeros, because that's what I plan to shoot out of this thing a lot. So the first pellet after zeroing that I'm going to shoot is the the Crosman Domed, the 7-grain ones. Haven't had good luck with these pellets really through anything, but you never know. You never know. Here we go. Top left, Crosman 7.0 domed. This one fit a little looser into the breech. Kind of messed that one up. The trigger on this one, I have found with air guns, sometimes it's best just to kind of tap it instead of a slow, steady squeeze. I don't really know why, but that's the trigger pull that I have kind of developed over just shooting a ton of air guns. I think, I can't remember the fellow's name, but the guy over at All About Air Guns did a video on that, and it's right, he's right. Some air guns, it's best just to get everything set and yank it. Not yank it, but you know what I mean. A quick trigger pull. But I messed the one before that one up. But this gun is putting out about 700 feet per second with a lighter pellet. So it's still plenty enough to do some squirrel hunting, to do some pesting and stuff like that. I don't really have any pests left around the house, but I could use this gun if I needed to. Except for skunks. My dogs seem to be really good at hunting skunks. This one is loose in the chamber as well. One more. A little bit of thunder out there. Maybe airplanes too. They've been pretty active today. Not a horrible group from the Crosman 7.0s. Not fantastic either, but it'll probably beat something else in this group. That's not bad. That's probably the best that I have shot these with. I've kind of been taking a break from shooting as much as I was. Not really on purpose, but I'm kind of finding out that if you shoot as much as I was doing and you take a little bit of a break and then you get back into it, it's fun again. So I've been looking at a bunch of airgun stuff. My buddy Chris has got a Gammo I'm gonna try to borrow from him. So I got a bunch of plans. I should have some time to film a bunch. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is I enjoy shooting air guns. These are the Sig 8.18s. I'm just gonna move over one target. I'm not gonna shoot any fouling shots or anything like that this whole time. Wow. Probably should have though. with this rifle, I'm doing an artillery hold, but I'm kind of holding it pretty tight compared to the way I would shoot my V3 or the Fury. Shot 4 with the SIGs. Shot 6. Seven. There was a fly out there. I was tempted to try to shoot the fly. This is 8. I don't know if y'all can see that fly. I'm gonna try to hit it. I'm gonna aim off just to the right of that fly. It's in the top right hand corner. I think I just scared it. So let's throw another one in there for this group. That's something that I heard on a podcast one time, listening to Cyclops Joe on, I think it was the Airgun podcast. But he said he takes paper plates and sprays it with sugar water and shoots flies in his yard. I think that would be a lot of fun. I've tried it a couple times, but I never went to that extent. I just shot bugs off at the target. Number 9. And speaking of Cyclops Joe, if you don't know who he is, he does a lot of scope reviews, but he put out a ton of good airgun videos in the early days. He's been doing a lot of rimfire. That's 10. Pretty good group from the SIGs. He's been doing a lot of rimfire videos here lately, but I saw on his channel that he's taking a break. I think his mother passed, so head on over to his channel and maybe give him a comment of support or something like that. I imagine that's probably pretty rough. These are going to be the Crosman Premier Hollow Point 7.9 grains. And this will be the bottom left-hand target. So a little bit higher at this range. That could just mean a slower velocity. I know that probably doesn't sound right, but as close as this target is, sometimes a heavier pellet, lower velocity, will actually move the point of impact up a little bit. Gun's doing pretty good today. I did just clean the bore on this thing, so maybe that's why it's shooting so good, or maybe it's because I hadn't been shooting much. Doing pretty good. I've been lurking on Midway a little bit on the air guns. They've got a lot of stuff that's kind of on sale. I've seen a lot of the newer Diana stuff on Midway. If anybody knows about those, could you let me know if they are German made or if they're made in China? Because if they're not German made, I don't think I would buy one, a cheap air gun like this. but if they're German made and they're $100 or $120, I may buy one. Speaking of Dianas, I need to get mine out. That'll probably be later this week, if everything works out. So this gun's doing pretty good with the Crosman Premier hollow points. These are just the Walmart pellets you get. I used to hate on them pretty bad. They're okay. One thing I have noticed about this gun, decent group from the Crosman Premier hollow points. One thing I have noticed about this gun, it being slightly detuned, which means I just cut a couple of coils off the spring and then collapse the ends of them a little bit. So it's about an inch shorter than normal. Still a stock Crosman spring. But I've noticed that it really likes to be lubricated with silicone oil. So if you've got one that shoots a little bit slower, maybe just keep that thing a little more oily than normal. Okay, bottom right hand target. These are going to be the Sig X Match 8.18 wad cutters. And these pellets, if you find some at like an outdoor store, I found them at an actual store. I didn't order these. And if you find them, they're pretty good pellets. I've shot, I think, 2 or 3 tins of them. They really do well out of a Daisy 880. Bottom right hand corner, Stoeger X Match. Everything's going left today. I've kind of been limping. I've kind of been just riding this scope out. So it's been time to replace it for a while. Not saying that these Winchester scopes are bad scopes. They actually do good. This scope has had thousands of shots from a Springer. This will be 5. Another channel I've been watching is Nick Vending, I think that's it. A dude over in Britain shooting a lot of Springers. Really good channel. I made a community post a couple weeks ago linking his channel, but if you hadn't checked that out, but I think it's Nick Vending. Check that channel out. I ain't gonna mess with it. Dropped one. I think we have 2 more after this one. It's a miracle that my AC unit hadn't cut on this whole time. last shot of this video. We'll go measure those groups up, see which pellet did the best. Not too bad really from all of them. One of the reasons I like that gun is because I kind of lower my standard. Kind of the same reason with the same thing with the B3. I don't expect too much out of it, so when I get decent groups out of it, it's kind of exciting, I guess. Let's go check these groups out. I'll measure them up, and we'll see how I did. Okay, top left, the Crosman 7. Let me figure out how to use a ruler. I'll just take a rough estimate. That's about 2 inches. The Sig Zeros, it's about 0.75, 3/4. Let's go way down here to the Crosmans. I'll just lower you guys down real quick. Okay, Crosman 7.9s. That's about 7/8 of an inch. I think that's 0.875. It's hard to write. I'll squat it down like this. So 7/8. And then the Stoeger X Match. That's about 1 1/4. So the Sigs did the best. Sigs did the best, 0.75. Then it would be the Crosman Premier Hollow Points would be number 2. Stoeger X Match 3, and then the Crosman Domed would be number 4. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed shooting. Hope everybody's doing good. I'll see you later.